Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, and with me tonight I have Mark Langridge and my co-host, Stu Wally. As usual, tonight we are going to talk about Man United and Amorim in disbelief. One signing so far. The Mbeumo signing is still stalling. Preseason starts in 1 week with the first friendly against Leeds in Sweden next Saturday, and still nothing has happened. We have been linked to Vlahovic. It's been offered to us, and Mbeumo. Final bid. I heard some rumors. Richard Rios, 30 million rejected. Roma, Wolves, Nottingham Forest. Onana injured. Ekitike to Newcastle. Well, let's see what's happened. Alvaro Carreras officially signed for Real Madrid. And we have been linked to some players I haven't heard about before, but we will break it down and look at them as best as we can. But guys, girls, smash the like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Get your comments in, and we will be back after the intro. So see you in a second. Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. This Monday night, Jarvis's Corner. With me tonight, as always, Stu Woolley and Mark is joining us. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. How are you, Stu, and how are you, Mark?
I'm all right. Steady day, tiring day. But apart from that, wanting to strangle Manchester United as a club, I'm all right, pal.
Good. I'm glad to hear.
I was thinking though, just before Mark comes in, our intro is one of history, how great the club used to be, and it's amazing how me in particular have been able to go through the ups and downs of supporting this great club and enjoying this great club. But it just got me thinking that a lot of the instruments used in that intro music is how we all feel today. It's not the world's smallest violin, it's the world's biggest fucking violin at the moment, because we as fans just want to strangle everyone involved with the club right now, because there is this absolute crescendo coming of real volatility. I can just see it. Fans are fed up. We're sick of. I know we're going to go into it. Sorry, Mark.
Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
You're mute, dude. You have to stay on that again.
Every time.
Yeah, I know.
Literally, Stu, everything you were just saying, we were just talking about backstage. So, good evening, everyone. I am happy to be here again from the Balls Out podcast. Been a long day for me as well. It's the start of the final week of school, like transition from first school to high school for our girls. So we've got so much going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like Stu, like I just wish that the old days would come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're praying.
We would love for the old days to come back. Before we get into it, I just want to say hi to all the people who have tuned in already. 65 people watching so far. We have Mr. B in the house. Big up, Mr. B. Good to see you. You are the first in the house. We have the Rootinator coming in, Jarvis, and Mr. B comes in and says, hello, Boxing Straight Talk. Danny B is here, Howler. Is getting worried. Why are you getting worried? Yeah, we are a little bit late. I had some computer issues, technical issues, always with the updates. Windows. And we have John Edmund here, Evening Legends. Who else is here? Let's see. T Mills coming in and say, where Mbeumo will be done this week. If not, we're effed. Yes. Apparently we are looking at our final bid to try to getting the deal done. But I think we are at the stage now where maybe we should just walk away and look elsewhere because we can't keep doing this dance all summer long. We need players in. Preseason is starting next Saturday and we are playing against Leeds. I want to get your take on it since T Mills mentions it.
So it's New Shirt Day, Wednesday. The shiny jackdaw will come down and he'll have in his mouth the silver foil because jackdaws love shiny objects, don't they? And in that will be a new jersey. Whether we see the pearly whites of Brian and Mbeumo holding up the new jersey, who knows? But traditionally, whenever there's a new jersey out, Manchester United do something, don't they? Yeah. Something is announced either the day before or on the morning of the new shirt release. You know, Cunha being one of them. Now they could spring a big surprise, and you could see Omar Barada with 2 signings either side. They're both holding up the shirts, and Barada's going like that to all of us as fans and saying, "Just have faith in me." Or he could be standing on his lonesome with the new shirts, you know, and people are just chucking rotten tomatoes at him. Who knows with this club? And we don't know. And the problem is, I don't necessarily think, big up Matty, I don't necessarily think the problem is the time it's taken us to do stuff. It's the fact that everybody else is already doing it and done it. I think that's the problem. The issue is Newcastle, you know, it took them, what was it, a week max to do Elanga. Max. After they'd gone in, had a rebuff. What do you want here? You know, we know that it's taken Tottenham days to, you know, to get their signings over the line. Arsenal got Gyökeres, you know, Zubimendi, Norgard, you know, that they are getting deals done. Newcastle looking at Ekitike. I mean, crikey, that could be the most frightening front three of the Premier League, couldn't it? With Elanga, Ekitike, and our good old Isak. That could be absolutely funny. So we've got to look at it. From a point of view, we're all absolutely fed up. We're really all frustrated. We know we can see that a team that finished 15th should not be dragging their heels in the transfer market if we have got any aspirations of getting to 10th, you know, and I don't know where we are. We also seem to have a real problem. We can only seem to negotiate one transfer at a time where everyone else can do 2 or 3. We can only do 1 at a time. And that's a real issue. It has been reported tonight, Kevin's right, has been reported tonight by a source that I don't, in fact, Mark's got it. So he'll hold it up to the camera.
I've seen 2.
Yeah, but the sources I don't necessarily know. But I'm not surprised. As I said, the 16th is new shirt, shiny new shirt day. United needs somebody in that shirt. That's gonna it's exactly right, that's gonna get people excited. So I don't know. Anyway, big up to the Devilish Tacticos. We had a well-earned rest last night, myself and Jarvis, because there was nothing to really talk about. And so we would have just been moaning last night, as we're likely to moan tonight. So let's have an enjoyable stream, have a bit of a laugh, get your questions in, anything you want to ask us, non-football related, you're more than welcome. Abuse us, whatever you want, but let's have some fun tonight. Let's make it a fun stream and enjoy it. Big up to Mark again for joining us.
Yes,
Mark's becoming a bit of a regular to the Tactical Devils podcast. Not anyone just gets on this show, Mr. Langridge. Not anyone just gets on this show.
You made the cut.
You made the cut on me.
Yes.
Like not to let me go afterwards. That's what it was.
Yes, that's right. You've made the cut. It was touch and go, wasn't it, Jarvis? You know, we had a vote between the two of us. It was touch and go.
It was 50-50.
Yeah, well, we can't divulge. You can't divulge the vote.
Who lost rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, well, I think that's what they're doing with Brentford at the minute, isn't it? rock, paper, scissors for Mr. Mbeumo. So.
Well, there is more going on at Brentford currently, isn't there? Like, Weezer could be going. You got, obviously, Norgard's gone. If we take Mbeumo, maybe it's them as well. Maybe they just don't want to lose everyone in a week. Maybe they're panicking. They haven't got targets to bring in. I've seen them linked with someone now to replace Mbeumo. Maybe that's one of the things they wanted to do, line a replacement up. Because they're in the same boat as us now. They've got pre-season starting. So they need someone in the door. What was it we said? 5 weeks to the start of the season? 6?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. I think we did. We start Friday night, don't we? We start Friday, don't we? Aren't we the first game, I think?
No. Liverpool first. Champions play first.
Oh, we're champions. Well, Liverpool, give me a favour. They got lucky.
Well, they
got lucky.
But we play the Saturday. No Sunday football for us this season, most likely.
Yeah.
So
I just want to say hi to see a lot of legends tuning in. I see Jamie Wayne here. I see I Am Titanium. Barman is here. Ben is here. Big up, Ben. I hope you're well. Stephanie, one of our moderators coming in. Stephanie, you are the best always. Routinator saying we have 15 likes so far. It's 121 people watching. So
come
please,
on, let's get those likes up today.
Sorry.
So it should be noted that Jarvis claimed he was working on a new annex in his back garden, but actually he's been on the he's on a piss. And to make matters worse, young man, who went out at 7 in the evening and came back at 7 in the fucking morning. What a disgrace! What a disgrace! I'm putting it.
I would never do something like that. Never.
That angelic face. Trust me, absolute animal when he gets going. Anyway, Jarvis had it was his birthday last week, if you do remember. I did see a little bit in the comments. Somebody said you were 58, but Jarvis, to put the record straight, is just a very young 48. But I think he looks 38. And he can drink like a 38-year-old all night. Oh, what a legend. What a legend.
Hang on. This is all making sense now. He went out on an all-night bender, and now he's got to build an annex because he's not allowed back in the house.
That's it. That's right. So that's exactly right. He's gone out on the lash all night. He's not allowed back in the house. So he's had to build himself something.
It's not an annex, it is a doghouse. It is official now.
It is.
If you wondered why we want Mr. Langridge on the show, it's got F all to do with any football knowledge. It's to rinse the big man.
Yes. I had a wonderful birthday on Friday. We went out. I even got a what do you call it? A tray full of tequilas on the table.
You animal. Did you do it properly? Did you do the old salt? No.
The hangover.
Nothing's doing it properly.
I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't drink. I couldn't do anything on Saturday. I was just like an old man sitting in the couch like this. You know how it is. Never do tequilas, kids. It's not good for you.
I don't. It's tequila and vodka. Vodka sends me nuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely loopy. So I don't touch vodka.
No.
I'm not really a tequila fan, to be honest. But when we were out a couple of weeks ago, I'm going to have to admit to this, and I'm embarrassed, by the way. When we go out in rounds, the first set of rounds are sensible. So it's beers or whatever. The second set of rounds or whatever takes your fancy. And I ended up with a porn star martini. I didn't even know what it was at first. But it is, it's vile. Vile. It's just fucking horrible.
Yeah, well.
Yes. It's my street cred. Fucking took a dive, Jarvis.
People stay sober. It's not good for you. You know, it's not good for your health. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone unless you're my age, 38.
A sprightly 48. Very sprightly.
38.
I'm sorry, 38. Sorry. Does that make me 45 then?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Brilliant. And that makes Langridge 65.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to talk about it. It was just for fun, you know. It's been a slow week. Nothing to talk about, but there's been some updates, and we have been linked to Vlahovic. I don't know, guys. It's let me just find it, and I will share the news. Here we go. It's Center Devils that puts it out there.
He's actually offered to us, wasn't he?
Bring it up here. So Dusan Vlahovic has been offered to Man United, and Man United are focused on Brian Mbeumo and are not advancing on a deal for Vlahovic. It's according to Fabrizio Romano. But we know we are in the need of a striker. I don't know. It looks like we are getting Højlund right now, and he's the only one that's going to stay. And we're not signing Gyökeres, we're not signing Sesko. I heard some Sesko rumors, but let's not go down that rabbit hole. So, what's your take, Vlahovic? Yay or nay, Mark?
Didn't he turn us down when we wanted him from Fiorentina? Was it Fiorentina? Yeah, it was Fiorentina.
He went to Juventus. Yeah, we
were interested in him then. Well, I think ahead of Rasmus, because that's it is. Yeah. We took Rasmus the same time he went to Juventus. He hasn't done well there. Is that a good sign? We've already taken players from the Italian league that aren't working for us. You know, I've always said it's hard to score goals in the Italian league because of how good the defending is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd rather stick with Rasmus unless it's our number one choice. That's my opinion. I think I've seen him now. What he's turned up, he looks a little bit more mature, and physically, well, all our players look physically different. That's something we probably should talk about. The difference in all the players. Everyone's going on about Casemiro, but no, across all of them, they've all got a triangular frame, wide shoulders, chiseled body now, and they all look like they've dropped at least a stone in weight.
Well, this is unfortunately your man Brailsford, because trust me, that's what he does. That's what he does best. Is he develops athletes, and he develops high caliber athletes, whether we like him or not, whether we agree with his methods or not. He develops high caliber athletes. People are going on about Casemiro because the change has been phenomenal. But Kobe's change, I don't know whether you noticed Kobe. He's muscly, but he's nowhere near as wide as what he was. He slimmed down a lot, but maintained his muscle and his body fat.
Do you remember the Harry Maguire? I think it was after the Euro final loss, and everyone said he bulked up too heavy. That's why they say it's obviously he's not a sprinter anyway, but it's slowed him down.
Do you know the biggest transformation though? Sorry, Mark. Yeah. You know the biggest transformation. I can't believe I'm about to say this, guys, and I apologise in advance. Luke fucking Shaw.
Yeah.
Have you seen his,
what I'm talking about? Look at these players. If he's got this weight on those bad legs.
His transformation is astonishing. Now, forget Casemiro. Shaw's transformation, considering on how he's always come back at pre-season, is astonishing. Now, we won't know what this transformation will do to the players, but I do know something. If you know your cycling, and I know the Devilish Tacticos know their stuff, but if you know your cycling in particular, you'll know how difficult it is and how stringent and how physically super fit you have to be to compete in cycling, as well as, you know, let's be honest, we know there's irregularities in cycling in terms of that, and they cut it to the bone, and I would imagine that's what United are doing now, is cutting it to the bone. But City have been doing it for years. Liverpool have been doing it for years. You know,
do you remember that picture of Salah?
Yes.
There was a picture that came out of Salah, I think, at the beginning of last season, and everyone was saying he'd never looked so fit, physically fit. And then look at the season he went on to have. So
yeah,
we are the slowest team out in the Premier League, I reckon, last season. So if you can get fit,
I think it'll be different this time. Yeah. Look, it's not going to be a game changer for us. We know that because the players are still going to want to win. But I think you're going to see a very, very different team and a more determined team. And yet we're still light years behind City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle, probably Villa. We're still, light years behind those. So I don't know. I don't know. It'd be interesting for the first time in a long time. Sky is showing all matches in America. So you'll be able to watch United. Most people will actually be able to watch Manchester United this pre-season rather than rely on streams and MUTV. Saturday isn't. Yeah, Saturday isn't. But I'm 99% sure we'll be able to watch and see. I expect Mbeumo win on Wednesday. Maybe it's blind faith. I don't know, but I expect something. I can't see the club launching. Is it the purple kit? Is it the white and purple kit we're launching, or is it the black one?
Oh yeah, white and purple, and the black one comes out August.
It's the white and purple one, is it? So I can't imagine them just launching it with the same old players. Launch it with. We think Mbeumo, but after that, I don't know what we do and where we go, and I still think, and I'm going to lay my colours here. I still think we beat Arsenal in the first game. I'm actually convinced by that, Gyökeres or not. Don't really care. I don't really care now. Can't do anything about it, can we? Sure. So
sticking to your guns. That's you've been saying this for.
Yeah, I am, and I still think we beat Arsenal, probably 2-1. I think we do it, and and we'll just see where we go from there. United have to do something. We know this. I'm quite looking forward to Wednesday.
Yeah. I just gotta apologize, guys. I have a bad internet connection tonight. I don't know what's going on. Everything is acting up. So if I'm a little bit
you're okay at the minute, but
stuff a little bit, you just have to excuse me. I will do my best. Trying to.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to stay positive, Jamie, me mate. I'm trying to stay positive, pal.
Yeah.
You never know.
But I just want to go into it, Mark. Do you know anything about nutrition and health when it comes to athletes? Because what have Man United done, actually? Because we have been a professional club now for many, many years, and suddenly our players realize that they have to eat healthy and actually keep themselves in shape during the break. Or is it something new?
Wow.
Or is this the season they really gonna show it? They want to do a comeback and prove us all wrong for doubting them.
Jarvis, it feels like all of the above, because there hasn't been a club since 2005, 2010 that hasn't had high level sports nutritionists. God, when did 2008 we had Ronaldo, didn't we? And he was already started on his broccoli, chicken, and rice, 3 times a day. So sports nutrition's so advanced. What these guys have done, they've been given a strict meal plan, and it looks like they've actually followed it. It's just, so are they fighting for their place? Are they fighting for their contracts? Do they know the manager's not messing around now, but they have zero power? Has that swing that we've all been calling for actually happened? Right?
Well spotted.
If these players are coming in at 5 o'clock, for he doesn't want in the club, literally that is, you are not coming in the club until everyone has gone home. Then what's that going to do for the ones on the, outside looking in, going, can I get my place back? You're going to work hard.
Well, I mean, the interesting thing, Mark, you make a great point about a diet plan. Jamie Wayne knows a lot about sports science, he said. So, Jamie, please put in the chat what you know about sports science and nutrition. Everybody's different. We digest stuff differently. We appreciate stuff differently to everybody else. But everything, sports science really is down to stamina. we are working on player stamina, not your muscle building, but your stamina. So can you run 10 yards extra in 85 minutes? And a lot of sports science, and if you look at City in particular, a lot of sports science is slow burning. So you start off relatively slowly and then you build up to the main crescendo, and you're supposed to build up into that crescendo around 60 minutes left of the game. So, you're kind of just building, you're getting close to boiling point at around half time, and then your second half is when you really kick on. So some of the best teams in the world kick on late on in games. Have you ever noticed? Liverpool in particular, very strong in the final quarter. City, very strong in the final quarter. Newcastle, not so much. Arsenal, not so much. PSG are strong pretty much across the board, but they've just been blown to pieces by Chelsea because they got nothing left. PSG have got absolutely nothing left. They've been playing at this high intensity level for such a long time.
Yeah.
So at the bottom line is, as long with meal prep, you'll have your personalized plan. You'll have your certain weights that they want you to lift, certain ways of lifting weights that they want you to lift, and it's all to strengthen up your core. Jamie, I mean, if I'm wrong here, please tell me, but it's all about your core development because that will help you with your overall stamina. So the likes of broccoli, chicken, they should have been doing anyway. Everybody knows that if you want to lose weight around your midriff, there's certain foods that you need to avoid, and there's certain foods that you need to eat, as well as doing your exercise. So actually, Jarvis, it is a really fine balance of when you do your exercise, in what time of day you go to sleep, when you eat your meals. Footballers eat pasta or fish 3 hours before. You'll remember that, and so will you, Mark, during your semi-pro days. You'll remember 3 o'clock kick-off. You are eating around 11, maybe 12 at the very cut-off, 12 o'clock, depending on what you have. You get your digestion in you, but the foods that you eat are slow-burning energy foods. So it's designed to give you the maximum output of energy at a specific time. So it's really interesting, to be honest. Absolutely really interesting on how they do it and why they do it. Now, there are certain elements, and I'm not casting aspersions on any other club, but we know and we've seen, and everybody's looked at City in wonderment and think, how the fuck can you still be running at pace? Kyle Walker in particular, on 80 minutes, you've been run ragged by Rashford, and Rashford's got nothing left on 60, but you're still going at a high level. It's because they do it properly. And look, we all know, and I'm not going to go into it, but we all know that there is certain things that you can or cannot take supplement wise, because anyone who goes to the gym takes certain supplements, whatever those supplements are, and some supplements work, some don't. But I'm not saying anything about supplements. But so Dave Brailsford, whether we like him or not, okay, seriously, whether we like it or not, right, he will know marginal gains, and he spoke about marginal gains 12 months ago. You could well see what marginal gains means. Could be wrong. I don't know, but look, I'm no expert, guys. When I was, I'm still playing, so I'm doing something right, whatever that is. But I'm no expert. It's just, I mean, Mark will be going through this actually with your under 18s now. You're grooming them for the fucking hell. I don't mean grooming.
No, can we cut that? Can we? Jesus Christ!
Cuts. Sorry. 999. Sorry, guys. Mark, you're going through a variety of different things with your team at the moment, and one of the things you're talking to them about is nutrition, I'm sure, and staying fit, and trying to eat healthy, trying to get a personal trainer at that level. It's all about personal trainers. I used to have a personal trainer at that level, so that it would help me with my meal prep and stuff like that. So, like I say, I'm no expert, guys, but I know a little bit.
Stu, you're so like, I wouldn't say spot on, because no one's spot on, because of the, like you said, every team is different. But do you remember when Arsene Wenger came in at Arsenal, it was, he's changed our training. We only train for 90 minutes because we play 90 minutes football matches.
Yeah.
And it's like, if we train hard for 90 minutes, that's the equivalent of playing 2 games. That's your extra time, everything. Because you don't have, obviously in a game, you only have the ball at your feet for like 2-3 minutes. That's all you touch the ball in. In 90 minutes, you touch the ball for about 3 minutes at your feet. Because you think you get the ball, you receive it, you pass it. So it adds up to about that. And the rest is all running. But these guys will be having blood tests. They will be literally having everything analysed down to what is in their body. And that is how you build an individual plan. But Ten Hag wanted to do this. Ten Hag was known for doing this back at Ajax. Each player, McLaren talked about, he came in, he had a portfolio like that, training, everything's going to be scheduled out. The players didn't want to know. So it is a change in culture. We've said it last time I was on about the players need to go. Culture needed to change more than these signings at the moment. And we said off air that we have a squad capable of finishing a lot higher than 15th. We finished 15th because they weren't fit enough. They were always injured. They couldn't run. Did they want it? If the culture changes, the team changes, right? What a simple way to change things, by just
absolutely well put about culture. And culture, when I first started, the culture was just try and stay fit in the summer, lads. If you don't mind, try and stay fit. And then, look, you're right about Wenger. Wenger actually changed the way that football was approached in the UK. He's trained for 90 minutes, 95 minutes maybe, but Wenger was training them harder for the last quarter of the game rather than the first.
That's where you win and lose games.
Yeah, he was always training them harder. And Sir Alex did something very similar. We'd always train for the latter end. Why do you think we won so many games? In the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes of football, he trained them to be that aggressive. And that's absolutely brilliant. But you're right about Ten Hag, and this is the thing about our club at the moment, is you can't tell me that. Forget David Moyes, and I think he was hard done by the way. We never know where we would have been with Moyes. We just don't. So we can't even speculate. But Mourinho, Van Gaal, these guys knew exactly what they're doing with nutrition. They know exactly what they're doing with their training methods. They know exactly how to, work with individual players and individual talents. What we're seeing now, and Jamie's absolutely right. What we're seeing now is a personal plan, and people can laugh at a personal plan because we've heard it before, haven't we? With Manchester United players, but it's worked, and we can all see it with our own eyes. We saw Lenny. Have you seen Lenny Yoro in particular?
Training with Manu, wasn't he? Yeah. They were literally on holiday, and then they were on holiday with someone else training with a specific coach. I can't remember who it was, but everyone was like, get him signed up to United.
Well, he probably is. I mean, I think we've had 5 new backroom staff come in, haven't we? Doctors and nutritionists and things of that nature come in. So you're going to see something. And if we don't collapse in the last 20 minutes in games anymore, and it's 0-0 like it was with Arsenal, right to the death, then we actually might just do something. But don't forget, and Jamie will tell you this, when you first start a new session, your body, you've got to get used to your body functions. I'm not going to go into detail, but I think you know what I'm talking about, your digestive and your body functions.
Yeah.
And you've got to make sure that you become quite regular. I know it sounds absolutely daft, but you have to. And that's why when people get caught short on the pitch, it only happens rarely, but they do, because they're not quite in tune with their training and their body and their diet at that particular time. So when a player gets caught out, and it's happened a few times, hasn't it, in the past, it's because they're on a new diet and a new regime, and they're not quite, they haven't got it, if that makes sense.
Well, Gary Neville.
I'm trying to be polite, so I don't want to talk about it, but.
But do you eat a lot of prunes? Is that your secret ingredients after every meal?
No, I get up in the morning, and I'll be honest with you, I take a multivitamin tablet, a drink, and I also drink one late at night. So I have 2 tabs. I go to the gym at 6:45, but I don't lift heavy weights. I just lift average weights. So I do a little bit of cardio, a little bit of weights, and then I walk. The last 20 minutes on the of my regime is I walk on the treadmill. I don't run. I walk, and it keeps my legs and it keeps my knees going. And then the following day, instead of walking, I'll cycle. I use the bike for 20 minutes. Then the following day after that, I use the elliptical machine. So I'm working as much as I can, but mainly I'm working my legs the very end of a session, and that's just to keep me ticking over. And that's how I do it. Like I said, I don't lift anything heavy, Jarvis, at all. Eggs and avocado for breakfast. Yeah, that's yeah. I love avocado. I think it's absolutely stunning. I love it. Do you have it on toast? I presume. I like it on toast. You can get smashed avocado with scrambled eggs.
We all know about nutrition, but we are not
No, sorry, we're just talking. Yeah, no, we haven't got
nutrition. That's the problem. There's so much fake news about nutrition. Do this, do that, do this, and that's just for that one person. That's the thing. One person.
Yeah. Personally, I eat a lot of proteins, a lot of eggs.
Yeah.
I probably eat 5-6 eggs a day. I stay away from carbs, like bread, anything that's like bread and stuff like that. I don't eat it, and I eat a lot of salads,
I bet you ate some carbs on that
spinach, tomatoes, paprikas, peppers, all of this. And I think if you eat healthy, you feel better. It's not about tasting good and all of this. I feel better. And when you get older, you gotta eat healthy. But being a top athlete, it's not about this. It's about something else. And in Portugal, you have something that you have the nutrition philosophy. You have the Mediterranean influence. It's based on fish, olive oil, vegetables. Lean meats, low sugar, natural food, and it's all about eating high carbs, low fat meals, pasta, chicken, salad before training, before match, to fill up your what do you call it, glycogen storage in the body.
Yeah.
And after the training, you fill up with carbs, protein shakes, and light meals. And every player needs to have a individual training regime and nutrition regime. And you monitor every player with you have what do you call it, skin fold tests and weight tracking and all of this. And when you combine all this with sports science, I think it shouldn't be that difficult to get fit players, and especially if you paid
correct
300K a week, it shouldn't be that hard. I'm quite surprised that suddenly Man United are doing the right thing. And players coming back from
What's really interesting is that you could also tell by the players' faces. You look at us three, look at our faces. Our skin is more than healthy. We're healthy looking because we're not blotchy. So we haven't got bad skin. So we've not got too many oils in our skin, not got too many fats. Within our skin and so forth like that. So you don't get many spots. So your skin's not too bad at all. Some of you look at Højlund in particular. Now, some people by the way do suffer from when they were younger with acne and scars, but it's never really gone away from that kid, and you could just tell it has now because his diet
it's clean, it's so clear, his skin again. So
it's because of his diet, and it's little things like that we notice, and I notice. And it really is something like that. Jamie's right, by the way. The odd cheat day doesn't hurt anyone. Sometimes your body just might need that extra sugar for whatever. I'm not a kebab for me, Jamie. I'm not really a kebab fan. Sorry, I'm just harping back to Jarvis on Friday night. He's got a kebab in one hand, a fag in the other.
It's funny we're talking about this because Mario Icardi's gone back in AC Milan, hasn't he? Is it Icardi? How do you pronounce it?
Icardi, yeah.
And he's one of the things he's changed. There's a whole one: no mobile phones allowed anywhere near the ground or training ground. Like he's banned them from everywhere.
Yeah.
But he's said breakfast and lunch is now to be eaten at the training ground. So he's going back proper old school. What is going in your body? So you know, we're just doing the same again. Then the Italians were well ahead of everyone on nutrition.
Oh,
like that was where obviously almost killed Roy Keane, but you know, they were so far ahead of it.
Well, it's interesting you say because, and again, we've got to really. I'm going to choose my words very, very, very carefully here. There was a subject on the overlap. We all saw it where it was questioned about the Italians at that particular time, if you remember, back in the 90s. You know, about their and how they did it, but their diet back then. When you looked at Maldini, I mean, he was like a god. He really was, wasn't it? Chiellini, the way that he looked after himself and kept his shape. Chiellini was a big man.
Buffon
managed to keep his shape. Buffon again, keep his shape slim, very muscly, really muscly. Donnarumma, you look at today's goalkeeper, Donnarumma, for example, he's too big. Yeah. He's way too big, and so it really is. But I'm kind of with you, Jarvis, on this, because what you're doing is asking the right question. What the fuck have we been doing for the last 10 years?
Yeah,
I've been preaching this for 5 years plus. Our medical department's horrendous, and it has been.
It's baffling.
And that medical department includes sports science. Ronaldo came out, or at the moment, Ronaldo is still looking like an absolute arse for how he did it, but he was spot on.
Well, a lot of foreign managers tried to replicate Wenger, didn't they? I know
they did. Yeah.
Ramon Vega talks about. I can't remember the Tottenham manager at that particular time, but they put them on the cabbage soup diet, and it killed half their players. They went completely the other way. It just destroyed them, destroyed their muscles, their physicality. They just got no energy. It took the weight off them. They got zero energy. And I think that's the thing. You know, everybody's got their own way that they set themselves up, but a lot of it's misguided. You know, we do it as individuals. As purely as individuals, everybody in the Devilish Tacticos do their own fitness regime is individual to them, and I quite like that. But I think we have to say, with a tiny bit of quiet confidence, we've all got to admit we like what we're seeing with the physicality of our players this time. I mean, I do personally.
Yeah, obviously, I'm so pleased, you know, and it gives me hope, even though we don't have signed. We have just signed one player, and everything seems to be difficult when it comes to the transfer market. But when it comes to the fitness and the players, it's up to them to prove us all wrong and put in a really good shift. You know, they just have to make it right this time. And you know, Amorim is depending on it. If the players don't do their job, how is Amorim going to succeed? That's the thing. And yeah, I see a lot of people tuning in. United versus everyone coming in. Good to see you, everybody. And Jarvis, did you see the scouting report on the Quinta? No, I didn't, but I will. That's the Tromsø centre back. Very promising young guy, you know. So I'm looking forward to that, and I will check it out later, maybe tonight already. SDRYN coming in, and Sean, you're supposed to do live. Talking about among yourself. Jay United is in house. Good to see you, Jay. I hope you well. Yes. Enough about nutrition. I think we are pleased with seeing Man United doing the right things, the players. But Newcastle are doing bits. You mentioned it, Stu, and 75 million I think it's a 75 million euro bid for Ekitike.
Yeah, it's just before we do, Jamie. We're aware of it. 2NCB suing United, but I don't know the ins and outs of it. I know it's to do with his injury records and wrong medical advice, but we need to be careful that we can't be seen to be coming down on either side on that one. But I did hear about it today. I think we'll have to watch that one with interest and comment a bit more when we know. Interesting what Newcastle are doing. I'd like to know where it kind of Isak lies in all of this, if I'm being honest with you, because Ekitike is going to come in. Isak was priced at 63, 65 maybe when they bought him. I can't quite remember. Ekitike, they're looking at 75. That's bullshit. Every figure we've seen, they're looking at north of 100 million euros, aren't they? They're looking at 95 million pounds, something along those lines. So I think they've gone in with an opening, a tentative bid. They're likely to get that kick back immediately. But if you are, and Newcastle are a serious club and they've got the money, if they are looking to bring in Ekitike, keep Isak and pop good old Elanga, what a front three that's likely to be.
Yeah.
By the way, backing them up, you've got Tonali, who I think we'll all agree is an absolute terrific footballer. It really will. You've got Livramento in that back four. You've got the great Dan Burn in that back four.
Bruno Guimaraes.
You have got the makings of a massive. If they get James Trafford over the line, Jarvis, Mark, you've got the makings of a very dangerous first 11. Very, very dangerous. Joe Linton. 4 years ago, people were taking the piss out of Joe Linton. Got scoring a fucking brothel. Look at him, one of the best midfielders in the Premier League for the past 3 seasons on consistency level. That could be quite interesting. Didn't they try and get Ekitike back in 2022?
When he was young, yeah.
Yeah, when he was a tiddler. They tried to get him then, didn't they? So
I will point out they're also linked with signing Dominic Calvert-Lewin, so we can't believe everything.
But hey, what about Nicholas Jackson? Are they in for him or what? The 100 million.
And he's only got one club. Jackson's only got one club. So.
Yes, I know.
Stu,
do you recognise this, Jarvis?
Link, but it's Fabrizio Romano Tier 1 that's reporting this. It's not only links, it's most likely they are pursuing this. And Ekitike 70 million euros previously offered by another club this summer, but Newcastle are pushing to get the deal done. They're pushing to get the deal done.
Where the money's coming from. They're down the bottom of PSR. They are in the negative. So how are they spending this money?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. Stu, do you want to have a go? How do you?
I don't know what they're going to do with it. Look, Newcastle might have looked at this, and we're all having a pop at Chelsea, by the way. And Chelsea, it's worth noting, they made 200 million euros or 200 million quid over the last 4 months. So that's paying for a lot of their business. But Newcastle have had PSR issues for a long time, and I'm wondering whether they're looking at the City case right now and they're looking at other areas and thinking, stuff it, we'll just take the fine.
So
I mean, there are going to be
numbers in front of me, Stu. They're sat on 83 million. Their PSR is 83 million to spend.
Right.
Net.
Ooh.
So I'm wondering whether they'll just take the fine. Seriously, whether they.
I've been saying this on our shows. Like, I would break our PSR, sign all the players to get us European football, fight the point deduction using Everton as your reference. Hey, hang on, they only got a 5-point deduction. If we finish, I'm not saying top 4. I refuse to say top 4. But if we finish with a strong team and we can win a cup, we're in Europe no matter what. So you've only got to win a cup to get in Europe, and they can't. The points won't affect you. So I would do it. I would do it every day and twice on Sunday. Break the PSR rules.
Well, somebody's going to do it because, I mean, for them to not have ruled on City is just disgrace. It's just a joke. I mean, it's the whole concept of what's happening in PSR is rubbish. So I want us to be that way. I want us to be that greedy. What a legend. What an absolute legend.
J United coming in member for 5 months guys. If you want to support the channel, you can become a member. It will cost you as little as £2 or £1.99 a month. Yeah. So it will be tremendously helpful for us and how we trying to get ends to meet to get the finance of the channel, because it costs a little bit of money, licenses for all of these programs and all of this, and we hardly make any money when it comes to YouTube. Every show probably gives us about £1 a 1,000 views. So if you have like 3,000 views, it gives us £3. So
and we don't come cheap, do we, Jarvis? Me and you, we do not come cheap.
We do 3-hour show and we have 3,000 views, so we get £3. So
£3, and we're worth every £3, aren't we? We're worth that £3.
But if you want to support the channel and wants us around, and we will do our best to grow and stay here for a lot of years. So and bring you a lot of good content, and it's free. Smash the like and become a member if you like. As J United did, they say, "Blimey, 5 months that flew by." Big up to the Tactical Devils. Big up Jay. Big up Jay. You are a legend. You are a legend. Yeah. And we are on, I think it's 42 likes.
42
please smash the like, guys, and do us the honor in liking our show, because we are doing our best. Let's talk about Richard Rios, because there was a valuation of 30 million euros. Roma, I think it's Wolves, Nottingham Forest have had bids rejected, according to some sources. Is this a player that we should pursue and try to get over the line, or do you feel a little bit too uncertain? I don't know how to read your face, Mark, but give us your take.
It feels like a toss of the coin decision. Like, in all seriousness, 26 million is nothing for Man United, like, to gamble. We talk all the time about Brighton getting Caicedo for 6 and selling him for over 100. Those deals. We can't do those deals. 20 is about what's 6 million to Brighton is 20 million to us. I think it always has been.
Yeah.
Funny, while you were doing your restart, me and Shu spoke about him, and it was, he looks good in what we've seen, but what is the level of what we've seen? It's that. It is such a gamble, and do United spend 26 million to gamble? That's why I just don't know. I'd rather spend 28 million on Denzel Dumfries as a right back, which is his buyout clause.
Yeah,
spend 26 million on Rios. So yeah, it is a hard one. We just need players in at the moment. I think we were talking about taking Jamie Vardy. We would both have him. Players like that. So if it's 26 million, is it 26 million straight one-off payment? That's probably what they want. No structured deals. They want 26 million. I think everyone else has gone in around the 20 mark, and they're holding out for 26.
Yeah, they've got him at 20 mil. They want 30 million euros, 26 mil. I'm a bit with Mark Jarvis, to be honest. I like him. He's a very, very tidy player, a very, very good footballer. No two ways about it. But I think we'd all agree that Douglas Luiz would be a better fit at that similar type of money, or we know that Edison is by far a better fit than both of those. But I think if we could get Douglas Luiz, I think he's better than Rios. I agree with Bartime. I think he's a very good footballer, but I don't think he's brilliant.
Well, I think he would be, as Boxing Straight Talk says, I think we have to take an educated gamble, and we don't have the money, but I think we need to gamble. And I actually like a player like Richard Rios. I think he has something special, and he has this South American fire in him and in his game. So, but the only thing I can't see where we should play him, because he's mostly on the right side of the pitch, and where's Bruno going to play in all of this? Because Bruno can't play on the left, because I think we will flood our left side because of Cunha and.
I agree with that. And Luiz plays the middle third, doesn't he? My favourite middle third play. He plays predominantly within that middle third area. Be great cover for Agate. Edison, same as Palhinha. I know Palhinha's legs are gone. I get it. I do. I really get it. I've got no issues. 5 years ago, yeah, definitely. But
I'm buying you a Munich shirt with his name on the back.
I think he's look. I was devastated when he went to Munich for 50 mil. It's an absolute fucking steal that was for Palhinha that season. He was one of the best. He was nowhere near as good as Rodri, but he was up there, in the top 5 that season. He was absolutely fucking brilliant. I agree. I don't think Luiz's hamstrings are great, but we have seen something, haven't we, at the club, which might eradicate those types of injuries. It's been done before, Sean. Certainly in the earlier days of Manchester United, certain players had hamstring problems, and we overcame them with certain methods. The only one that never really overcame his hamstring was the fabled Michael Owen. He could never get it right. He could never, ever sort his hamstrings out. Giggsy did.
But the faster you are, the harder it is to do shit. Yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah.
The faster you are, your hamstrings will not recover.
I've never been that quick, Mark.
It's to do with the fast twitch fibers. It's to do with the fast twitch fibers in your body. They take a lot more to recover, and like anything, you can be quick. Elastic band can be this strong, and then next thing it snaps. You can take it again. It's got not got as much.
Where, we're talking about marginal gains, Mark. This is exactly Brailsford's speciality. Cycling sprinters are fast twitch muscles. Climbers a longer twitch muscle, and they do exist, and it does exist in cycling, and it's exactly the same with sprinters. That's his speciality, understanding the difference and the body differences between cyclists, and you should be able to do that, with footballers. So he's now moved on, hasn't he? It's quite coincidental, maybe. I don't know.
Well, it is weird. What I will say about Rios and all the players we're being linked with, and let's be fair, every day we're linked with someone different.
Correct stuff.
I don't want to offend anyone, so I will try and keep this gender neutral, but it's like being drunk in a nightclub and you want to go home with someone when you're younger, and you just grab anyone because you're panicked, you don't want to walk out with no one. And that's what it feels like in our transfer window at the moment. We're looking at so many people, and everyone's looking at what's good, what's not good. It's not who we wanted, so don't bother.
Jesus, I tell you what, Mark, when I was 16, 17, I'd walk into a club, anything with a pulse. You've cracked it, love, you've pulled. Let's go. That was it. Go early. Go early. Go early.
It's true, isn't it? It's true.
It's true.
You get to a point you're like, I've got to get someone. And we've got to stop doing that. That is the biggest thing. I would rather sign no one than not sign the people Amorim wants. Do not get second and third choices. Go number one, keep the money.
That's where we are now. We are down in second and third. We got nothing left. I mean, maybe we did go Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins has actually got a decent scoring record in the Premier League. But whether we do, or maybe as Jarvis said, we might stay with Højlund. Who knows? We don't know, because the club never communicates.
No,
not that you can. You never communicate.
I would love to see us get Watkins, and he comes in, does a great job for us, and just starts doing the Marcus Rashford celebration, because he got dropped for Rashford, didn't he?
Yeah, I'd love the Rashford celebration. Yeah, that would be quite. That would be quite. Steph, you're absolutely right. The beer goggles were attached. You all do. That's how you do it. They're a bit more in Norway. They're a bit more refined.
They are, yeah,
a bit more refined.
Yeah.
But trust me, completely.
I think it's interesting what you're saying, Mark, when it comes to getting your first choice pick and then or nothing at all. But we are looking at the final bit of Mbeumo. There are some rumors that we are willing to walk away right now, and then it's been a never-ending saga. It's starting to feel like Frenkie de Jong all over again. But what are we going to do about Mbeumo? Should we just walk away? Can't we just agree on a deal I think we're talking about 2.5 million, or is it a payment plan?
I think the problem is they want the bulk of it up front. I think that's the issue with this. I don't think the overall fee is a problem. I think they want it up front, and I think we're resisting that. Should you walk away from him? Absolutely not. I don't think we can, because we've done it before. Being monocle, yeah, it's going with the being monocle and the top hat. Bartom, you went here earlier when a certain revelation came out about Mr. Cocker up there, and a 7 till 7 stint, an absolute disgrace. You know, celebrating his birthday, out all night, shocking. I mean, I've never done that, by the way. I'd like that to go on record. I've never done that. Maybe once, twice, a few times, maybe.
Getting back to Mbeumo. So
I don't think we can walk away. Actually, on this, I don't think we can walk away. I think we've seen it too often, and the fan base just won't accept it.
So you've got to save face. It's basically what
they've got
saying.
to do something. If you walk away from Mbeumo, where do you go? Who are you looking at?
You've got to go for a different player.
We've gone from Mbeumo for a reason, haven't we? What is that reason? You know, we're tracking him for a reason. So what is that reason? You can't. We have to stay in. We've got to get it done. Like I say, come Wednesday, there you go. That'll be it. The new shirts and Mbeumo, whatever his number is.
Yeah, but I think we are just pushing it further than further. We all said, wait till the new financial year. We will sign Mbeumo. Now it's a shirt. Then it's the second shirt, the purple one, and you know it will end up with the black shirt, the third one. And
yeah, go down to it with this black one.
And we will never sign Mbeumo. It feels like it right now, and I think Man United just to have to get their thumb out of their ass and get the deal done right now, because we can't keep doing this. We are throwing Amorim under the bus, and that's the biggest problem. We need our fluent attack, and I think Amorim wants the fluent attack. He wants 3 players rotating from one side to the other. Want to make it difficult for the opposition. He wants us to be a force to be reckoned with. And we can't do that if we don't have Mbeumo. We need Mbeumo. And I think he's key also for getting Cunha the best working conditions possible. So why can't we just do it? Why can't we just... Because we just received money from Alvaro Fernandez, Real Madrid.
6 million, aren't we,
today? We got... Was it 3 million we got from...
we got 6 from
Legia Warszawa. So there is money. There is money. Why can't we just...
I think we've made about 15 million quid, haven't we, so far?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So, so you know, I spoke about the PSR money. We're meant to be sitting at 141 million.
Oh, right. Okay.
So that's 141 million, but you can spread that out over 5 years, remember? So you're only paying your first instalment payments. So Jarvis, what you're saying is like, we've just got another, what we're sitting at? 8, and then 6, and hopefully we've got some more on the way as well. So you've just got to get that first. What do you want as your down payment? It's like buying a house. What's the down payment? How can I get this over the line, and then we'll sort the rest out afterwards. I think you're right. We have to sign Mbeumo, because for Ilios now, if they walk away from that deal, they're done. They've got enough haters as they are now, because they're not backing the manager. The problems of everything they've done with Ten Hag in all of last season. Literally, it'll be horrendous. But if you do walk away from Mbeumo, then you sign a goalkeeper, or you sign a right back, or you sign a left wing back, or you sign a central midfielder. You can't go for a replacement. Walk away and say, we'll come back for him. Don't sign a second player for him. Sign the number 9. That's what I was sort of getting at before. You can walk away from one player, but you have to sign a different thing. So walk away from my first choice here. Right. Who's up next on the list? First choice centre back. Oh, we'll go and sign Virgil van Dijk. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like
makes sense.
That's the way a proper club goes. They don't go for number 2s, number 3 targets.
You go for your first.
Get on a shirt.
Yeah, that's it. You get it done. You get them in. You get them sorted. It's ridiculous, but
I do find it weird. I sent you that thing. I've seen it on Football Transfer Market now as well about the Mbeumo deal. But what did we say before we went live, Stu? It has to be done tomorrow for him to hold the shirt up on Wednesday. Has to be a done deal. So there could be something being leaked out from a family member, and maybe in the morning we all wake up to this. But you know, it just makes sense. It has to be done. But is he even in the country? That's the other thing. Is he even back from the States?
He's back at.
Is he training?
Yeah, he's back at Brentford today, wasn't he?
Yeah. So you are right. If someone's going to hold that shirt up at the moment, it's only going to be Diego Leon, because that's the only other face they can push into a shirt.
Well, he's already had his picture. He's already in the red, isn't he? He's pictured in the red, Leon. So it won't be him.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's all they've got. I've got Cunha, they've got Diego Leon. The black kit, Stu, you're all missing this. I'm going to break something to you all now. There's only one person you're going to see in the new Man United black shirt. That is Eric Cantona.
Yeah, Eric, yeah.
The whole marketing will be around Cantona. I am getting that shirt with Cantona 7 on the back. Because
why not? It is
the most iconic moment in my history. Totally wrong reasons. But if it wasn't for that moment, I didn't get Cantona sliding around the goalpost when he scores the penalty at Liverpool on his comeback match. Do you remember that? The support post at the back just jumped around.
At the back, it was amazing. That was, it was a brilliant penalty as well.
You know? So that's already sorted. So they don't need to worry about someone in that shirt. That's why it can be held off. That if they do anything like that, they need to sack the PR team if they don't do that one job. But he might not want to have anything to do with the club because he now is a part owner of the other matches.
MUSC, whatever, isn't he?
But I don't know what everyone else thinks. Would they rather see us sign? I don't know. Who would you have? A Maddison as a replacement for Mbeumo? If you didn't get Mbeumo, is a Maddison the next closest thing to a 10 in that area, or are we looking at a third striker?
I don't think Maddison will suit us.
Well, Maddison's a Bruno, isn't he? He's a ball playing.
I like Maddison. A lot of people don't like him. I think he's lazy. I think he's when he wants to play football, he's a terrific footballer.
But actually, if Maddison, we don't go for that position, is it a number 9? Is it a goalkeeper? Is it a right back? Is it a holding midfielder? What would you rather see? We go for a second choice number 10, or do we go for a first choice something else? That's my question to everyone, really, because that's what transfers are about.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Mbeumo. If that's what we want, and that's who's been identified, you've got to get him. However long it takes, you've got to get him. In terms of a number 9, there's only really Watkins left, isn't there? Let's be honest. Osimhen going to Galatasaray is absolutely fucking criminal. It really is. It's criminal in terms of football in general. It's criminal. How a club like Manchester United can let Osimhen go to Galatasaray is criminal. How we let Gyökeres go to Arsenal?
Guys, let's break it down, because Amorim said after the season he knows a lot more about the team and what to do about the team after the first 6 months. Do you think maybe he's not worried about the number 9 striker position? It's just us fans, we, Stu, I, Mark, that's worried about the number 9. Maybe Amorim has analyzed it and seen that's the number 10s that's the problem. We can't get the ball to the striker. If we can give him the ball, he will score. So maybe he's confident in Xerxes and Højlund if they only get the right service.
Maybe, but I would like to point everybody back to my previous statements. Manchester United will win the first game of the season. So who knows whether we got a striker in there or not? We still beat Arsenal first game of the season.
I'll take a 1-0 off Harry Maguire's backside from a corner. Yeah, great.
How you win football matches? That's how you win football matches,
and that's how you win a tight match. Is you can't hit the barn door. No, you don't need to. Sometimes it hits you.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the manager believes in Rasmus. I genuinely think I don't see much between Rasmus and a championship striker. He's just young. He gives me all the right. He has all the right attributes, and at the moment, he's like a teenager. They're all over the place. He just needs that structure. And I've said it on here before. He needs someone to learn from. Be it a Jamie Vardy, be it Ruud van Nistelrooy as he was a coach. He started well in the season. We weren't complaining about Rasmus at the start of the season.
No.
No.
Coincidentally, someone left and he had no one to learn from.
Yeah, and that's that has been a problem for him. He's in a squad of weak-minded players, or they were weak mentally players. We all identified that. We all knew it was an issue. I think Jarvis, you raise a very, very good point. And it's a time will tell answer, I'm afraid, isn't it? It really is. And I hope it does what he's got this master plan, and that's what he wants. But I mean, I'm looking forward to the season. Believe it or not, I think it'll be quite an interesting season, and it just might surprise us. It just might surprise us.
A lot of interesting comments from Mark Harris. He said he knows what to do with the team and happy with Højlund and Onana. Okay. And also Boxing Straight Talk, he said a rather equality right wing back plus Mbeumo. I could accept Cunha and Mbeumo and a quality right wing back. So yeah, there are other options than a number 9. And the striker market as it seems right now. We talked about Osimhen, we talked about Gyökeres. The lap is gone. And Mateta. Isak.
I'm so happy about the lap thing. Like that's backfired, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all gone. Those players aren't around anymore. We said this weeks ago. There's only a finite clubs these players can go to, and the clubs have snapped them up, and that's it. Arsenal couldn't get Gyökeres. Newcastle couldn't get Gyökeres or Sesko, so they've gone for Ekitike. We all knew who was on the market. Everybody knows who was on the market.
It's true. Some of these players aren't looking at the club they're signing for. Like we spoke about Rasmus Haaland. Sorry, not Rasmus Haaland.
Yeah,
he was probably doing many more goals for a Brentford than he would for a Man City because of the way they play football. Now, Gyökeres might go to Arsenal. Is he looking at how the ball comes in the box? It doesn't. It's a passing across the 6-yard thing. Is that going to suit him? Is Ekitike and Newcastle is a great fit. Like you said, that's a fluid front three. Can the midfield keep up with that?
Frightening. That will be frightening.
But it is. Núñez scores more goals at Ipswich than he will at Liverpool.
Yeah,
because of how the ball goes in the box. You sometimes got to look who you're signing for and the football they're playing, and whether it suits you. That's gone. That's why there's no number 9s, because there's no one-touch finishing apart from a tapping.
They do exist. Top end 9s do exist. Not as fluidly as they did back in the 2000s and the 90s, when they really existed. You had a plethora of strikers. Fucking hell, Cavani. I mean,
you had 2. Everything was 2 strikers.
Everything was 2. I mean, we had 4 in the 90s, didn't we? But then
we did, yeah.
Cavani and Falcao. Before Eddie's cruciate knee injury, was as good as it gets. Falcao was. He really was as good as it gets up there. He had his injury, and it became an issue. There were so many top quality finishers around back then, but they don't exist anymore. Me and Jarvis were talking about it the other day, Mark, and I said to Jarvis, I said, where are the flair players? Where's the exciting players? Where do they exist anymore? Where's the Ronaldinhos, as you mentioned earlier, the R9s, the Tottis, the Falcaos, the Cavanis, the Dutas, the Neveds, the Modric's, the Xavis, the Iniestas. Where are these fucking players?
Giuseppe Signori, you remember him? Italia.
Giuseppe Signori. I always remember one of my favourite memories. I think it was USA '94. Signori scores, and what's his name? Baggio walks over to him, puts his hand on his head. He said, "Great goal, Pepe." He called him Pepe, and it was a brilliant, iconic scene. But,
just grabs him by the face.
Grabbed him by the face, and he got a great goal, Pepe. He goes, and you got some of the greatest players. They just don't exist anymore. That real Hollywood.
You remember Jean-Pierre Papin, the Marseille striker?
Yeah, Papin. Shevchenko from Milan.
Yeah.
There were some strikers in the 90s, but the game has changed. The best team in the world by far this season, PSG, although they lost the final against Chelsea, they play with Dembele as the number 9. He's not a number 9. They play
They've
with
got
a
Kvaratskhelia,
good
though, haven't they?
front three.
Well,
Kvaratskhelia.
They're fast enough to not be caught. That's why they score so many goals. Like you can't defend speed. That's the one thing you can't do. If someone can come, you ever remember that Gareth Bale goal for Real Madrid where he actually has to run off the pitch?
Did he run off the pitch? Yeah. Where does that?
He actually runs all the way around him to get to the ball and still scores. You can't defend speed if you've got it like that. But strikers they're the heartbeat of the game, right? That's what we all go to football matches to see goals scored. And it's a fact. It's been coached out of the game. Individuality is coached out of the game. And I hope that is actually what Amorim might bring back to our club, is a bit of individuality. You need to be special.
Individuality. But it has been coached out of the game. And that's what pisses me off about modernism in football. And I say it all the time, and Jarvis will fall asleep now because he's sick of hearing it, and so the devilish tacticos. A good footballer isn't how many players you can get by. That's just a solo artist. A footballer will go by 2 players and he'll make the right pass. He'll see it and he'll make it. And this is where Roger is so good. He gets it and he'll know what he's doing when the ball's coming across the ground, and then he'll sweep it out to De Bruyne or sweep it out to Silva, or he'll pop it across to Foden, and then he's allowing them and relying on them to do the rest. We just don't have that, and we had it all the time. Beckham would pick the ball up deep, and he'd look up and he'd see Rude on the centre half shoulder, and he wouldn't
even look up. He wouldn't even look up.
And Rude's looking over once, second time the ball's on his head, bang. Where is that football? And football has changed. Jarvis is absolutely right. It has changed. Has it changed for the better? Has it bollocks? It's changed for the worse.
You still got one ball and 22 players.
Yeah, the real exciting games that if I said to you, Jarvis, name an exciting game at Manchester United in the 90s, you'll go, well, hold on, I could give you 100. Thousands, that's the difference, isn't it? Name an exciting game. When's our last really exciting game? Probably Liverpool in the FA Cup.
No, I would have said the European match, which we won in injury time, 3 goals in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
that was something. Something
that was
special.
definitely exciting. I'm sorry, Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire. Yeah, that was a great game. The game has changed too, and as Mark mentioned, it's all about pace, it's all about speed, and maybe this is what Amorim is looking for. Maybe he's looking for something different. Maybe he's willing to adapt to the Premier League. I mentioned this before. Pep Guardiola, he had to adapt his style playing in the Premier League, and it's all about pace now. It's all about pace. You have to have pace, and look at the players that succeed. Even a player like Elanga. I think he was clocked in as the paciest Man United player in preseason, even quicker than Rashford and David James. So the game has absolutely changed, and it's all about pace.
You've got to be a specimen to play football now,
yes.
A physical specimen to play football, whereas Scholes was never a specimen. But my God. He got the brain.
You have a player in midfield who can't run because he can pass.
Molby. Molby used to take the pitch with a pot belly, but my God, he had the brain of Einstein.
Yeah.
Zidane couldn't run. Mark, he can run. He can run for toffee. But
between 2 players and play a pass.
God, he could play a pass. God, he could see. Well. He could see it, and he recognised the genius of Scholes.
He did. Absolutely.
So, boxing, you've just put it up there. But why aren't they backing Amorim? And like we said, it is chaos. Everything we're talking about, we are talking chaos because we just don't know. We're guessing. Why aren't they backing Amorim? There is no money. It all comes back down to money. What is available? What can we spend? And how much does one club want up front?
The hard part about it is we're not going to know until the end of the season. Okay, argumentatively, we'll know in December. I agree, obviously I know, but we really won't know until the end of the season. We won't know what this transformation of players is going to be. We won't know until we kick off against Arsenal in 6 weeks' time, 5 weeks' time, whenever it is, just where we are. Amorim will know he's gone by Christmas if it doesn't work out for him. Jarvis is right. Jarvis has got a crystal ball. He spoke about it months ago, Mark, before you joined us. He spoke about it months ago. And he's probably, and he could well be right. And he said to me, and I said, I hope you're wrong. I think you'll see a different, and I've stuck by it, haven't I, Jarvis? I said, I think we'll see a different team and we could do quite well next season. We'll need we will need a couple of enforcement. Well, I'll be honest with you, Mark, we will need, whether it's Mbeumo, whether it's whoever, we will need. But we could see, I'm not going to say a completely different style of play, but Jarvis will tell you, Mark, when we're in the season and you're joining us and we're getting the tactical board out, which I know you'll really like that because we delve into it. And Jarvis puts clips up and we go through. Jarvis will see something and I'll see something completely different to what Jarvis sees. And you'll see something completely different to what me and Jarvis see. And you'll see. And I will be interested for this time from last year to this year, what's different. And that's what me and Jarvis are looking forward to analysing more. What was different from last year to this year? Or is there any difference?
VO games I've got to analyse. I've got first teams and R18s VO to watch back. So do all the analysis for that. So if you guys want to do that for me, that'd be great.
But here's the thing about football, and this is why we all love football. This is the best part about football. What if we were to win the first 6 games?
But we're talking about marginal gains a lot tonight.
Correct.
Would you not say it's marginal mistakes that cost us to get to 15? We take them out of the game. We shoot up the league already.
Yeah.
Players being out of position is a.
If you've seen our analysis last year, a lot of the games like last season, Jarvis, how many times are we talking about stupid, silly mistakes?
Yeah.
We're not just talking about Onana. We're talking about Dalot being out of position. Delict slipping or ball watching, Euro ball watching. We were going there. Bruno giving a stupid pass away, or Casemiro red cards,
terrible tackles.
Højlund tying his shoelace up on the centre circle when he should have been in the fucking 6-yard box waiting for the cross.
I've seen you guys breaking it down, and you always talk about the runs to the corner flags or the wide run. So be it zone 16, 18, or just below that. We put a player there. Will we now see any player that runs out there who shouldn't? So we'll take Rasmus from the halfway line. He hits that. Are we going to see 3 shirts in the box? That's what I want to see. Yes, he's gone there, but now who's going to get to the box? Because it was always a player doing this and nothing comes through. Do you know what I mean? No one ever came into the box.
It was almost like we were too focused on the cutback and everybody wanted to be on the receiving end. No one wanted to open up the space. So
this is why
no dummy runners, no nothing.
So this is why Jarvis opened my eyes to Mbeumo, for example. And I really mean open my eyes to it, because I said to Jarvis a few weeks earlier, we were talking about Leacher, and I said it'd be a brilliant left wing back. And Jarvis agreed with me, but gave me a wry smile like he's doing now. And then 2 weeks later, we're talking about Mbeumo, and he says, Stu, I can see Mbeumo being a right wing back. And I'm going, really? And he showed me the heat map. And then I showed him Leach's heat map, and they were virtually identical, except Leach's was more inverted because he was more across the middle third mark. But in Mbeumo's, you should see it. I mean, you really should see
it. They play a 4-5-1 defensive formation, so when they lose the ball,
wasn't it, Jarvis? Absolutely phenomenal. And the Dervish tacticos are going, I never knew that. And we didn't, because we never noticed Mbeumo in that side of his game. We always noticed his attacking thing. And I said about Cunha, if you watch Cunha, he will travel really deep occasionally, as well as play as a 10. He will travel and carry deep in an 8. And Leach would be a perfect foil for him. Absolutely.
Well,
he hasn't got the pace, by the way.
Sure, his first goal against us, he picks it up outside of his south side of the circle.
Yeah,
big
30 yards,
United players. He carries it 40, 50 yards. Like, our tackling was appalling. Someone should have held him.
Yeah, but you are right.
And Mbeumo's the same. Like, he will run and run and run. And the players we need, and this goes back to what you said about body shape, what we're seeing now. The best player you can have is an available player. You know, one is fit, one can play.
Yeah.
And Mbeumo doesn't get injured. Kuna didn't get injured, and they can run. And if you can run all game, then great. Your tactics don't die in the second half. How many times have we seen a different Man United side in the second half? They go all out in one half. That's it. We could only manage 45 minutes of energy.
Just run out of energy, yeah. And Mbeumo, we know can run for 90 minutes. We've seen him do it with Brentford. You know, I famously said 2 years ago, Brentford, when they beat us 4-0, ran around like a bunch of 8-year-olds. But what they did was run around for 90 fucking minutes, dispossessed us, went up top and scored. I can't remember the last time we did that.
No. Bedtime here. Amorim, the best we can hope for is Amorim's got him fit. Can we just touch on the fact that he has this week? So last week when they started coming back was all the fitness testing. It's the jump test, it's the spring test, it's like you said, the calipers coming out, what's your body fat, it's all that testing. That's why they're staggered back into training, because you can't overload that department.
Yeah.
But we're off to the States as of Monday, right? Or we land Tuesday. He has 1 week to get fit. Because we were talking last night on the Balls Out podcast. We were literally saying, in America, it's PR. You're flying, you're doing PR, you're doing open training sessions.
Yeah.
I'm not sure a lot of people are aware, in an open training session, you basically do your warm-up drills. You do stuff which are just basic drills, because you don't want to give away any tactical stuff. So no one that has an open session sees doing tactical. You cannot get players fit in America in 100 degrees heat.
No, that won't happen.
Yeah.
We have a week. We have screwed ourselves yet again by going to America for PR.
100%.
And we will not be as fit. So, did Amorim get ahead of the game and said, you guys can go on holiday, but you're going to eat like this and you're going to train for 5 hours a day on your holiday? And like they come back as these specimens they look like right now. We're not seeing them, you know, they're not all doing the calendars like the old days, shirts off, showing everything they've got. But
You can tell.
I'm going to be screwed by Ineos and Manchester United. I'm still not going to get a pre-season. They're going to need to get themselves fit. It's
an interesting point, Mark, and it's got a lot of merit and weight to that. I really do agree. I mean, the lads are completely different. You know, we've said it, and it wouldn't surprise me. I'd much rather see us go to Europe, Scandinavia, and tour around there like we used to, pop over to Ireland and things of that nature. I don't like these faraway trips. I don't like these faraway trips. It's all money making. We're going to make another 8 to 10 million out there, aren't we? It's being televised. Some kind of cup. We'll probably have a parade when we get back, like we did in Kuala Lumpur. We'll probably do a parade when we get back, you know, showing City what they could have won and then haven't. But look at the teams we're playing, though. Look how far down we are. We're playing West Ham. We're playing whoever. Last time in America, we played Real Madrid, 110,000 people. It was a sellout.
Sellout, yeah.
Complete sellout, 110,000. We're not playing Real Madrid. All right, they've been in the World Club Cup, etc., but we're not playing Chelsea.
It was said about the World Club Cup, like the empty seats. It was said, where's Barcelona? Where's Manchester United? Where's Arsenal? You would not have these empty seats. Liverpool. They would not be empty. Like every ground would be filled.
It's true. It's absolutely true. I don't know whether there's World Club Cups every 4 years or whatever, but we're not going to be in it for the next year or two anyway. So it doesn't matter. But you do make a really good point about the type of heat we're going to experience out in America, and they're not going to be able to do proper sessions. In the States, you have to train at night. You've got no choice.
Yeah, you either train first thing in the morning, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, training starts.
Yeah,
Naomi on our channel, she's going to one of the games. We're going to try and see if we can get anything done live while she's out there. Probably not. Probably not. With great Wi-Fi, but the heat, it makes everything a problem with signals.
But that's why players go to Qatar, because they go to air-conditioned
stadium. We're not even going to be playing in any of those stadiums. We're playing. No. She's going to the MetLife Stadium. She's going to the Everton game. And I think Bournemouth are playing West Ham before that. and so she gets to see both games. It's a great stadium. The roof, I'm hoping, will be open to let all the heat out. But this, she said, it's going to be 100 degrees. That time of year, it's going to be 100 degrees.
It's too much.
And you can't train.
Yeah.
They said they will play that game, do their PR, fly to the next one. Do their PR, play a game. Like there is no time for training. And it is just recovery, play, recovery, play, recovery. On jet lag, because we're going to play Saturday, we're going to fly Sunday/Monday. We're already tired when we fly out there.
Yeah.
It's just a shit show to organise pre-season, which, let's be fair,
Mark,
the most important one.
You know who's the skipper is Amorim. Why don't you just play the under-21s?
Contractual rights for agreeing the games. It's a Premier League tournament, so therefore that's why Sky is
Premier League
showing
tournament. Yeah, I was about to say it's a Premier League tournament. Yeah,
it's all contractual. This is what you had to do for
play the first team players for 30 minutes. You know, there's no substitution rules when it comes to friendlies.
He'll do 45 minutes.
No, 30 minutes is not going to get me fit for the Arsenal game.
You got to be smart because it is what it is. We know Man United is a media machine and we're a business, so we got to do what we got to do. But I think Amorim has the right to pick his players how he wants to and make them as fit as possible for his main job, and that's performing in the Premier League next season. So I think there is a way around it if we play it smart. And but it's an interesting discussion. But I just want to cover one more subject before we go to a quick Q&A. A lot of questions coming in. But we have been linked to one player, and it's this one. I don't know if you've seen this today, but this came out. Centre Devils, Man United have now inquired with Quarantine Tolisso entourage to study the feasibility of a transfer. It's from L'Equipe. That's quite a semi-reasonable source, I would say. So if you go into it, this is Quarantine Tolisso, and as a player, he's right-footed. He plays as a midfielder, 5'11.5", 172 pounds. He's 30 years, almost 31 years of age. He's French, and he's on 104k a week euros. This season, he's scored 7 goals, 4 assists in 32 games, 3 goals, 2 assists in the Europa League. So his numbers are okay. And if you look at his stats, I think they are quite impressive when it comes to all the goal attributions and assists. Is 80, 90, 95, 97 at the best. Shots in total, 2.12 per 90. Passes attempted, progressive passes. He likes to give the ball forward, and progressive passes received. They also like to move into the last third of the pitch. When it comes to defensive blocks, aerial ones, he looks like quite a good player. And when you look at his heat map, I compared it with Bruno Fernandes. I think they are kind of similar, and if we sign him, he will be a Bruno replacement. You know, when Bruno's not playing. And you see his heat map, he plays a lot on the left. He operates like a box-to-box midfielder. But from what I could see, his stats, his heat map, I think it looks quite interesting. Everything, all that puts me off. It's his age. He's almost 31 years of age. I don't know. Could he be a guy we should go for?
He's their skipper, isn't he? He's Leon's captain.
Yeah, he got 2 yellow cards for taking out Ahmad twice and got sent off against us. So
he did, yeah.
He was a good player.
I like him. I think he's a good player, but no, I think if we're going to bring in a midfielder, we need to bring in
we're not allowed to sign him. He's too old.
Yeah, a younger alternative. I can't see Leon allowing him to go. Cherky's gone. I can't.
They're relegated though, aren't they? Or is that still up in the air?
They're going through the courts, aren't they?
Yeah, but I think it will probably stand because it happened. Like this is like really, really bad. 500 million in France is ridiculous money.
It's ridiculous. But I think hasn't it been overturned because they're into the Europa League, aren't they? And or something. And Palace are in the conference now for whatever reason. So I don't know.
Yeah, there's things going on with it. As a signing, he's a risk. How much was he? I didn't hear a price.
Well, the report didn't say.
There's no money. It doesn't say.
Yeah, so 31. I'm looking 10, 15 million.
If you could get him for 15 million, it'd be maybe a decent buy. But a lot of the lads think he's injury prone. Again, it's just one of those. I don't know. Yeah. I think we got bigger problems than that. We need better. Why wouldn't you buy Palhinha over him? Is what I'm saying. I guess.
Yeah, same age.
I agree with Jarvis. Jarvis, you're right. Bruno understudy. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It depends, but if Plan B is playing Bruno and not signing Mbeumo and getting a number 8 Bruno replacement in the midfield pivot. I don't know. Maybe this is what Amorim is looking. It's option B, as we see it. But
I was saying earlier, isn't it, Jarvis? If you don't get Mbeumo, you push Bruno there, and we buy a first choice midfielder to fill that gap. Edison.
Yeah.
For me. Can I just quickly address the? Didn't we play a reserves against Wrexham?
We did.
Yes. We also played Real Madrid within 24 hours. That's why we played reserves.
That's why we did it. Yeah. And it was on a difference.
Proving my point.
Yes.
Manager had to fly from one half of America to the south part of America.
That's it,
in 24 hours. Wasn't even with his things because it was all PR. So you've got to remember what the games are and where they were played and why.
Okay. Guys, let's do a quick Q&A and we will talk to you in the Devilish Tacticos, the chat. So let me play the jingle and let's have a Q&A.
I've done it. Roll up. Hey, Q&A time. It's been a brilliant show, Mark. You've been top draw as always, mate. You're worth your £1 fee. Although I can't believe we got you up from 50 pence to £1. Jarvis, you're too soft. Let's try and knock him back there.
I let Man United do my negotiating.
Yeah, exactly right. 304 watching at the moment. Please get over, like and subscribe if you're watching on X. It really helps the channel out immensely. We are now monetized and it will help us do more shows and pay Mark a little bit more money because he's worth just a little bit, but he's definitely worth the more. Plus, Jarvis does a lot of work in the background, keeping the show up and running. So anything you can do to help us become members, anything like that would be absolutely brilliant. So thank you for that. We have got a few questions. Yes, Rob, superb, mate. Thank you. I didn't see that, Rob. I apologise.
Big up, Rob. Big up. Being a new member of the Tactical Devils team. Thank you, Rob.
Welcome. As usual on a Monday night, we've got about 15-20 minutes max of questions, Q&As. Get your Qs in to Jarvis, Mark and myself, mainly Jarvis and Mark, of course. And anything you want to ask us, anything, not football related, feel free. Always remember as well, we always like a small timely reminder that if you are feeling a little bit lonely, not happy, you need someone to speak to, reach out to myself, Mark and Jarvis through our Twitters, which you can see here. We'll always reply to you. Everything is done completely confident. If you want to talk to us, ask us anything outside, please do. Remember that Devilish Tacticos is one big family. We take care of each other. Always remember that, guys. So anyway, let's get on with it. Steph, does Jarvis for you? Does Chris Smalling eat the opposite diet to Mike Smalling? How he come out with Mike Smalling was absolutely world class, wasn't it? I don't use the phrase world class much, but Jarvis.
Well, that was in the days of Louis van Gaal, and we all know he likes his players horny. So I think they gave him a lot of Viagra's. I don't know.
Jarvis.
So no, I don't know. Maybe the opposite diet, but Chris Smalling is, as we know, a vegetarian, I believe, and
he's a vegan.
Vegan, yeah. So no meat.
He has
fish,
to get his
eggs.
vitamin B12 supplements. That's the only supplement he has to take. He's got to get his vitamin B12 up.
Mike Smalling eats Chris Smalling. That would make more sense.
Yes, he probably does. Mike Smalling was an animal, wasn't he? Steph, great question. Love your questions as always. I hope
big up, Steph.
Frank, welcome. Thank you. I hope you're still watching. So we come around to your question. Mark, do you think we will actually sign anyone this window? What's your honest opinion? I think he's talking about other than Cunha and Leon, obviously.
Yeah. I was going to say we have. We have to. That's what I will say. We have to. As we've said throughout the show, there's too much riding on this for Ineos. Whether they're the players we want, we will sign someone, but I don't ask who, and I don't think we're necessarily going to be happy. There's a few free transfers I think we might go for, which would make sense as backup players or, bolstering the squad. But yeah, I think we have to sign someone to save Ineos' blushes. But I don't think it's necessarily going to be the superstars we want.
I think I agree. I think you're right. Actually, I think there might be a surprise free transfer here and there, whether it's Vlahovic or whether it's Vardy or whoever. I think there might be some surprises. Yeah. I would still love Wednesday to see, as I say, Mbeumo, Wissa, and Barada doing that. I would love that. That would be absolutely brilliant. I think we'd all love that as well as fans. We would take that and would accept that, but it won't happen. But you can dream. Frank,
that was the case. Man United pulled something out, and all of a sudden on Wednesday, here you go, lads. Everyone, we've kept it a secret, biggest secret in football.
It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Who knows? Who knows with this mob? Who knows? Frank, great to have you on board, mate. I really hope that's answered your question. Great question here from Boxing. This is to the panel, actually, but we'll start with you, Jarvis. Okay. If we only sign Mbeumo and Cunha, would you be happy with that and confident on big improvements or on a big improvement?
Oh, that's a good question, Boxing Straight Talk. But it depends. At the end of the season, we could all be happy with signing those two players if we become top 5, But I think it's down to Amorim. It's not up to me to be happy or us as fans. It's about Amorim being happy about his signings. And if Amorim is displeased, if he's not happy, if he's not feeling backed at the moment, I think we have failed him. So, but we might come good, Mbeumo and Cunha. And suddenly we have 4, 3, 4, 5 number 10s who could actually do a job. We have Ahmad, we have Bruno, those two guys. So yeah, it could end well, and they will give us a lot of goals, and we know where we need. That's goals. We scored. How many goals did we score last season?
I think we finished on. Did we finish in just on a plus, or did we finish
minus 10 goal difference?
Minus 10, something like that.
Yeah, 40, 45 goals maybe.
Yeah.
Terrible. So I think but personally, no, I wouldn't be happy. No.
I'll just quickly chip in, Mark, before you come in. I won't be happy with the two signings, but I think they're two very, very, very good signings for us. And I've been in dressing rooms where one player coming through the door makes a huge difference. It's a real fillip Sometimes you look across and think, why, X, Y, and Z's playing today. Brilliant. We've got a real shot at winning this game. And I think Conundrum and Mbeumo does that. I'm quietly confident, actually. I think we'll be way, way better this season than we were last. Yes, you could argue it's impossible not to be. I would agree with that. But I think you're going to see a completely different team, completely different motivated team, stronger team. I just hope we've got the mental ability as well as agility to go on and win more matches than we did. So I think they'll add goals. I think, Mbeumo's likely to get 15, Cunha 10, Bruno 11 to 14. Ahmad will probably chip in with 8. Højlund, I think if he stays, will chip in with 11. Xerxes 8 to 10. I think we could do quite well. So I'm slightly more confident. Mark?
I would like to see a goalkeeper. I think that transforms us at the back. I think we need to bring confidence, and that's the number one place. But I'll be happy with them. I think we could have spent the money smarter in other areas. Did we necessarily need 10? But like you said, and Jarvis said, if that's what Amorim wants, I'm all for creating more chances for the striker, whoever that striker is. So that is a fact that you've only got to look at the stats. It says we don't create chances for our strikers. Yeah. And that's just not Rasmus. That was even Obi when he came on. He had no chances created for him in one of the games.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
So,
boxing straight talk. Brilliant question, actually. Really good question. I hope that has answered that. Stephen, we'll come back to yours a little bit later because it's more of a statement rather than a question, but it is something we do need to discuss. Very quick one. I'll take this. Rashford and Ganacho in training today. Why? Even if you don't want them anywhere near your club, you've got to give them facilities to train. They're still employed by Manchester United. They're just at this point in time not training with the main group. Mark, they're coming in at about 5 o'clock when the first team and Amorim, it's worth pointing out, has left for the evening. So they're training by themselves. Be quite good for them. Be a nice tight-knit group. Anthony, I think, is flying into the UK today or tomorrow. He'll join them, but he's working on getting out to Betis. The interesting thing for Sancho, though, which I do find funny, he could have been a world champion. Could have woken up a world champion this morning if he wasn't.
Yeah, do you know where he was, Stu? He was at the Wireless Festival.
What surprise. There you go. Just not interested. I don't think he's interested in football at all. I really
Pictures
don't.
came out this morning, video and pictures. He was there with a few other Premier League footballers, but he was at the Wireless Festival. Meant to be looking at a Juventus deal. Could have been a world champion. That is Jadon Sancho. That is why we can't sell him.
There you go. So another one that is happening. If I don't know if you saw the statements last week. That is happening. Sebastian Coe's been brought in to head it up. He's a brilliant strategic thinker, is Sebastian Coe. That stadium will be all steam ahead. I don't think we need to talk about the stadium now until it's built.
Well, Manchester put a thing out, didn't they? I don't know if Jarvis is...
It's all happening now. It's all happening.
Yeah, it's actually Greater Manchester have put it out about it. So it's a redevelopment of Greater Manchester by Greater Manchester, not Manchester United. They're just part of it.
We're just part of it. So, and Seb Coe will be brilliant for leading that. Catherine, no nonsense McDade. Always great to see. Always put a grin on my face. Just wait till she starts her interview, Mark. It's brilliant. It's absolutely super.
I was waiting for this question to come up because this is a question.
Anyway, so you can take this one then, Mark. Question: where would we be if we had sold to Qatar?
We would still be restricted by PSR. It is that simple. But we would have cleared the debts. We would still only be able to spend X amount of money for a first 4 or 5 years, if I'm correct, Stu. Like, you can't just go out and start spending. I know you love your PSR, but it's a dream, isn't it? We wouldn't be talking everything we said tonight. These shows would be full of happiness. They'd be full of joy and, look at Dembele. Yeah, let's go get him. Oh, Messi, do you want to have a run out in the Premier League? Let's go get him. We could do what we want, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Maybe it will. There's still a maybe.
Yeah. Jarvis, do you want to just add to Mark?
Well, you know, they had the 3-step plan. Qatar from they would wipe the debt. They would announce a new stadium, and what was the third one?
He was going to rehire. He made a pledge to rehire all of the people that made redundant. He did. He made that pledge.
Oh, that was the most recent thing, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Supposedly, he made that pledge. So,
Well, but you know, we all would have loved Qatar coming in because of the money, and I think we would have been in a better state. I think we spend a lot of money. It's not PSR that's per se the problem this season. It's our liquidity. We don't have cash.
Yeah,
and that's why we don't want to use the credit card, and we don't have money to spend. So I think this is where the problem lies. And if Qatar owners were in the club right now, that wouldn't be an issue. You know, it wouldn't be an issue with liquidity. And you know, we are not Newcastle. You know, Saudi took over Newcastle, but they don't have the same revenue as Man United do.
exactly.
Even though we are not playing European football, we still have higher revenue than Newcastle. So we are at a better stage, and for rich owners to come in, it would be better for us in the long run, I believe. But you know, it's a different different discussion when you talk about state-owned clubs. I don't know if that would be the right thing for Man United, because yeah, but that's a whole different story. But I think we would have been in a better place.
Both relevant points. Both relevant points.
What did we clear last year? Was it 600 million still?
Oh yeah, something like that.
650.
I know what we paid out. So what Jarvis just said, we would have 600 million, and that would be just for first year payment, 600 million next year. So that's how much money we would have available. So we're still tied into, we can't spend more than we make. But those players you could get, you're buying the top end. Osman, if you want 500,000, we'll give you 600,000. But what happens to the club? That's the only thing. I was all for clearing the debt and getting the Glazers out. I didn't care how it happened.
Yeah.
But if you start paying silly money, we end up like the old PSG, not the new PSG who have churned that around. And that's the other thing to look at. Look at PSG and look at the PSG you have now.
Yeah, look, I'm not a fan of footballers' salaries anyway. I never have been, and I would never. It bulks me to give somebody 100 grand a week, let alone 600 grand a week. Which is why I can't square the Osman deal to Galatasaray. I just can't square that for the life of me. I can't see how they can afford 400 grand a week. So we've been caught napping on that one. Catherine, no nonsense.
8 minutes left. So
I know. Yeah, sorry, with a perler, and we've got one just for you, just for Jarvis, and it's right up your street. We've got a couple of nice small ones. Yeah, I mean, you've spoken about this a lot, Jarvis. What happened to United under Ollie? We were ahead of Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, etc. How could the wheels have fallen off in less than 4 years? I don't understand. You've spoken about this a lot, so do you want to sum it up quickly? I mean, as short as
Wendy knows this, and you know, I love talking with Wendy, because you always ask me difficult questions, and you have a lot of knowledge. So it's I don't want to make a simplistic answer to you, Wendy, but when it comes to this, I think Man United has been falling off the cliff because of what happened the previous 15 years before Oli came in, you know, and we are just seeing the results of past mistakes, if you understand what I'm trying to say. But you know, we didn't do well after Oli left either. We sacked Ten Hag. We brought in a manager mid-season. A lot of interims. A lot of So it's all a mess. It's chaos. So we're not doing ourselves a favor when it comes to this.
No, Wendy. Hope that answers your question. It's a great question, and it's a relevant, very, very relevant question. Couple of quick ones, yes or no answers. Jarvis, did Jeffrey Epstein off himself?
No, I don't know.
He's going to go no on that one. I am titanium. Stu, have you ever tried grass? I don't know if I could answer that one. So. Take that as you want to take that. I am titanium. There you go. Question for Jarvis: When's the new album coming out?
I've been working on it, but it's so hard because I feel it's not the right time. I'm like a perfectionist when it comes to music, and I haven't quite come to the last 2%. To just get it right. Remember, what's his name? The Beach Boys guy, Brian Johnson, or is that his name?
No, that's actually
Brian Wilson. Brian Wilson. So he was up against John Lennon and Paul McCartney. After Pet Sounds, they gave out Sgt. Pepper, and he was going to give out Animal Sounds, the legendary album. There was mythical sayings about that album, but he never could finish it. He went mad in his basement trying to sample everything on his 8-track. So I'm at that stage right now, but I hope I will find a way out of the.
You're in the dungeon. He's in the dungeon.
Yeah,
he's in the dungeon. Great question on Titanium.
I really want this bubble because my best mate's a massive Pulp fan. And then they actually had a new album come out at the beginning of June.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, he dropped it without anybody knowing, didn't he? It was amazing. A bit like Bring Me the Horizon have just dropped this weird album.
More. And they released it, so they had songs to play at Glastonbury.
Yeah. Joe, very, very simple answer to that. Nobody could get Cunningham and Mbeumo finishing 15th. You're absolutely right, mate. And it's a great question. And Manchester United are Manchester United. They're the only team that could attract players of that quality. I totally agree. So, Mark, or anyone on the panel seen a ghost or anything spooky?
You want me to go first, or do you want me to go last? Because I haven't seen it, but I have a story about myself.
Well, I know Jarvis saw the stars on Friday night, so we know that much.
There's definitely a lot of movement.
Yeah, I haven't. So I'm a bit boring on that one, pal. So
okay, so while my mum was pregnant and carrying me, she done a Ouija board.
Oh, fucking hell!
Yeah, and it was. I have an older brother, so you can imagine being a mum. I have one older brother. She wanted a girl, and the Ouija board spelt out, "Sorry, Lynn, it's another boy." And then I was born on her birthday.
Oh wow! Oh, Ouija boards. Oh, they're a bit.
She was into all that. So Ouija boards.
Fair play to your mom.
Right.
Fair play to your mom. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That is, well,
it's always stayed with me, and I'm just like,
I bet it has.
Don't know. Like again now, even the story still.
Yeah, I've got goosebumps on that one.
You don't make something up like that, especially a mum. A friend, maybe, but my mum would make something up like that.
No, you don't. Absolutely. Catherine, no nonsense, McDade. Stu, when are you retiring from the mighty Tipton Town?
When they stop paying him.
Well, you want to stop paying me? Yeah, I've still got a couple of years in me yet, Catherine. I haven't played well the last couple of weeks, so we've got another match this weekend. It's our second friendly, so I'm hoping to improve. But it wouldn't be difficult from my last performance because I was woeful. So maybe I should retire. I don't know. Mark, a question for you. Titanium, your first question directly directed at you. You've made it. Question for Mark: have you ever considered a career in the hip-hop industry?
Well, I was Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. No, that's me. No.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
I do like my rap music. It goes on regularly in the changing rooms, but no, I can safely say music industry is not for me. The only way I carry a tune is carrying the instrument itself. So
good one. Good one. I am Titanium. Hope that's answered your question. Does the panel believe the moon landings happened bar time? Well,
Jarvis must remember it.
Conspiracy theorists. No, I'm not that old.
Theorists unite, don't they, on that one?
You saw it. You saw on Friday.
Yeah. Well, he was. Yeah, he was on the moon Friday. Yeah. I don't know.
Stu, did you ever own a pair of moon boots in the 70s?
No, I didn't have moon boots, but in the 80s, I did have a shell suit. And my shell suit was absolutely whiskered. But I didn't have any moon boots, but my shell suit was brilliant. I don't know. I'm on the fence with it. I don't know whether.
That'd be a little bit
I
controversial.
can hold my hands up.
Yeah.
It never happened. I could talk about stuff like this for hours. This is my niche. I'm into all the ancient history and mythology. It's my area. But all I will say is when someone does something, they tend to do it again. And we haven't. Until
Jarvis, you on the fence?
Yeah, well, I don't think it happened. And by the way, the Earth is flat.
Oh God!
Oh, here we go. Right, moving on. We're running out of time, guys. So I'm just going to quickly fly through these.
But there is no time. Time is linear, same as the Earth.
Correct.
Now, according to Jarvis.
Mark Harris says, "Why is Amorim still in a job if he's the worst ever performing manager since 1927?" I think you've got to give him time, Mark. Irrespective of where we are, you just have
48 games.
He came in at a difficult time. He wanted to come in June. Everybody knows that. It's no excuse for where we finished, but I think you just got to give him a bit of time, Mark. Keep those fingers and toes crossed. Jarvis, Dave says, Dave, well, good to see you, by the way, pal. Any free transfer on goalkeepers? I think there is.
Well, there was some links today. I think it was from, who was it? Let me check my phone. Graham Bailey, who came out with a guy. That Man United are going to work on their goalkeeper department, new number one or number two. It's Thiago Pereira Cardoso. I think it's the Mönchengladbach goalkeeper, but he's their second goalkeeper. He only played 5 games last season. He's young. He's 19 years of age. He's 1 meter and 90 centimeters tall, so not the biggest goalkeeper, but he's big enough to be a goalkeeper. He has incredible save percentage, 87% this season, but only 5 games. So it's hard to say if he's the right man, but it's promising. It's promising. French guy, I believe he's French or no, he's from Luxembourg.
He's Benelux, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, Benelux. Yeah.
I did see that reported. I think that was quite interesting. But I think it's Dave. It's a question of watch this space. I think at this moment, we've got time for a couple more.
Well, there's Fabianski. He's just gone on a free. Fraser Foster. Who else? Someone else from the Premier League. There's a few Premier League goalkeepers who have come available for second choice. Would you take them? Established second choice cup goalkeepers.
Yeah, no.
Begovic. He was the other one.
Yeah,
they're all in their 30.
I don't think I would.
No, I wouldn't take Fabianski. No. But,
yeah. Right, guys. We got. We're running out of time, and we've got a few questions to go. So let's try and wrap this up. Wendy says, is our fan base crazy? We've gone from expecting our front three to each score 20 plus goals to now looking forward to 2 players who've only scored 120 goal season between the both of them. Again, another really good question. Who wants to tackle that? Anyone?
I'm happy to go first on this one. I don't think we're buying them for goals. I think we're buying them for assists. If he's going to play this formation, they're not getting forward as a second striker. They will literally be putting the balls in the box and making runs. But you're right. If we said very start of the show, Stu, did we not say the only player we currently have bought is from a team that finished below the worst ever performing Man United team?
Amazing.
So why is his goals going to go up? Who's creating his chances?
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. I think Cunha will surprise us. I think Mbeumo will hit 15, no problem.
He got 20 last year, and I think he got like 13, 14 the year before that. Yeah. And then he was supplying Tony, and it was his first real season. Yeah, exactly. But he's been on the climb every year on year, got more goals.
I think he'll score 15, but I think Cunha will surprise us. I think he'll score 10-11.
People need to remember, Mbeumo is a right winger originally. Found a spot up front. Cunha was not playing the role he was playing for Wolves, and that's a change in role for us. He was given a free role in a free number 10. He will now be playing a structured number 10, hence the assists. Yeah. So a lot of people don't always look at what formation the other teams were playing. That's why they didn't score the goals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wendy, you're always going to get a difference of opinion on that because we all see football slightly differently. But I think heart and heart, we all want different outcomes as well. But I think Mbeumo will do quite well, and definitely Cunha. Right, Catherine, no nonsense, McDade. To Jarvis, question: what happens if Sir Southgate replaces Amorim? Lads, I can't see.
that. No. I don't want to think about it.
He's got the Poland job, hasn't he? He's Poland manager, or at least he was being looked at.
He's being looked at for Poland. He's not been firmed up yet.
Yeah,
they played him if that's what he wants to do.
It's what he knows best, international football.
Yeah, well, he's a very good international coach. He got a lot of stick for England, but he got us further than any coach has got since '66. So fair play to him.
The only thing I would say when it comes to Southgate is I think if he hires Southgate as a new manager, I think our club is done because it will mean that it's the Jim the Rat who's doing the appointments because we know they are the perfect gentlemen. They have the right chemistry, chemistry.
Yes, chemistry.
So tells me a little bit about where our club is running. So no.
Yeah, no, totally agree. Catherine, I hope that answers your question. We've got a couple of statements. Nathan Lee Lewis says, keep or change our captain, Bruno. Chaos. I would change him, actually. I'd remove the armband from him and I would change him. Who I would put, I don't quite know. Probably De Ligt would get my vote, but I would definitely change him from skipper. Could have a very similar effect to Maguire, but you got to keep him. We've allowed him to stay, so you got to play him. So that's what I would do.
Jarvis, is that what you agree? You kept him, so we've got to keep him captain.
No.
You don't go keep him captain. No, you flip him. You put someone.
I would have. If it was up to me, I would have sold Bruno.
That's why I said that. I think the only way you get rid of your captain is you sell him or he retires. Otherwise, he shouldn't be captain.
I'd strip him anyway.
Look what happened to Maguire. He was the captain, and he played a lot better when he was relieved of his duties. So I don't know. I think Bruno needs to focus on his own game, most importantly, and not on everybody else's game. I think it takes too much responsibility and it affects his game. So, De Ligt, maybe.
It'd be my choice. Yeah. I think it'd be a great skipper. He's been skipper before, captain the Ajax team, didn't he? Good skipper. I think it'd be. Naz has just come in with a bit of a statement. Any irony in us being able to build a 2 billion stadium, but are haggling over Mbeumo? Well, I think the ironies. Yeah. I think we all know the answer to that one, Naz. Anyway, but he has a really good question, actually, and I do want to touch on this one. It's how much of our season will be reliant on opposition teams overextending themselves with a compressed season due to the World Cup this summer, or the big teams will play 2 to 3 games a week minimum. I think it plays into our hands perfectly. That's probably why Amorim's maybe calm on the outside, and we are also forgetting that we're only playing once a week.
But are we? We have to play these teams, so we potentially still have to play 2 teams in a week because the teams we are scheduled to play will be in those weeks.
For the bulk of the season, no, we're going to play. For the bulk of the season, we'll be playing once a week. I think the Carabao Cup, I wouldn't bother playing the first team. Would you? I wouldn't.
I would only go for FA Cup. I'd only put a first team out in the FA Cup.
Exactly. I think it could work in our favour. You are going to get the odd hiccup in the road. Yeah, we've got to play 2 games a week, but you know, for
Don't forget, we've got the weird Christmas. We've got this an actual break in Christmas, and then we play like back to back. The only gap shown in January is actually when the FA Cup game is scheduled. That's why there's a gap. That 10th of January is the FA Cup game. It's just not been put in there yet.
Yeah.
But as these teams don't play and they progress in Europe, we get their fixtures rearranged. The more teams that stay in Europe, the more chance we'll rearrange fixture and get compressed at the end of the season when we don't want to be.
I don't think that'll matter too much, actually, Mark, because we're going to have longer breaks within the season. So for once, we can send players off on holiday mid-season, potentially. You know,
when you're not playing one game a week, Stu, you have time for drills.
You can properly train.
So we're talking about pre-season, but we don't. Let's say we don't play Europa League this season. Last season, I think we played 15 or was it 16 games in the Europa League in total. So we will have more time. You know, if you take 16 games over, I don't know how many weeks the season is, but let's say 30 weeks. We'll see half of the weeks will only be one game, so we have more time to do drills. And I think Amorim suits Amorim.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'm leaving itself out quite nice, Mark. Actually, great question, Naz. Absolutely brilliant. Last question. There are anyway. One more question, Mark. What's your favorite conspiracy theory? Does it involve pyramids?
In a way, pyramids are all around the world. Most people think they're just in Egypt, but I do believe. I can't say believe. Jesus, that's as good as you saying about grooming.
Yes. Oh God, you can't say that. I didn't say that word. I didn't say.
There are too many ancient objects that have been found with writing on them around the world. It could be Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. It could be Peru, places like that outside of Egypt, but all say the same things about a same previous race. I'm not talking about the three circles being, living at sea in the very famous lost cities and things like that. I'm talking about the Anunnaki, and if anyone knows history, they're spoken about in all the Bibles under different names, but we don't know who the hell they are.
Yeah, there is a lot of unwritten scripture and unread scripture in the world. You're absolutely right. Yeah, in a tongue that nobody and a language that nobody really understands. I'm not a huge history buff, but I know what you're talking about.
You're a journalist, Stu. Things are written for a reason.
Correct.
It's just, what is that? All I'm saying is, with my own eyes, if that's there, it's there for a reason.
There's a meaning. There's always a meaning.
Story for no reason.
Yeah, there's always a meaning attached to the written word. Not so much a spoken word, but always a written word. Because anytime you write something down, you're meaning to leave for somebody to read, whoever it may be.
It into stone. It is no easy thing to do.
No,
so that's that. I believe in the Vikings. You know their history. You know all of it. It all ties back together towards similar things. I am a bit of a history buff.
Yeah. Don't upset Jarvis about the Vikings. Don't upset Jarvis about the Vikings. You'd be in a world of pain. That Norse god is going to explode in a minute.
But it's true. They're in our history, aren't they? And then our history someone else's history, and it all overlaps, and it all comes back to stone writings. And we didn't have the tools to take care and attention. Is what I look at. Care and attention is done for a reason.
Absolutely. Bath time. I hope Mark's answered your question. Final question, guys, and I did want to touch on this because Stephen Hooley or Hooligan, he says, a lot of the budget or our budget this season is paying installments for previous signings. For example, the final 17 million for Sancho and Anthony, 20 million, etc. But you knew this, didn't you all? It comes from the 141 million. I thought that was attributed to years gone by. I didn't think it came off this PSR.
Hang on. I was looking to see if anyone thought I was mad in the comments.
Yeah, they probably do.
Yes, I thought no, it's right. So Sancho, we still owe. That's why we want the money back, so it classes as nothing. That's why we want a minimum 17 million.
I didn't realise it came off this PSR. I thought it was attributed and accounted for separately.
Every year you split that deal, 5-year contract. Every year's PSR for the length of the contract.
I don't know a great deal about the way the football finances, but there you go.
No, that's the only bit I am 100% sure on. Same as the pure profit. That is what pure profit is. That's the difference.
Yeah.
You sell a player, it's not in any budget, and it's 100% profit for that player because you weren't paying anything off. Otherwise, you're paying off part of that contract. So that's why Sancho, for me, give him his 5 million, tell him to bugger off. Give him the 5 million Chelsea gave us.
Yeah, he's not interested. Like I say, could have been world champion if he wasn't so greedy. Final question of the night from Catherine No Nonsense McDade to the one and only Jarvis.
Oh,
well, can he answer this question?
Who is
Norway's greatest player of all time? And you can't say Maradona.
Can't I? Well,
no,
Maradona is by far the best player of all time, but not Norway's best player. If I could choose one, I don't know. We have Haaland, he's been scoring a lot of goals. Odegaard is great. You have Onana, Rios, Solskjaer. But you're going back in the days, Morten Gams Pedersen, Ronnie Johnson, Erik Thorstvedt, a lot of players, But for me, there's one guy, he played for Bodø Glimt. I think his name is Harald Berg, and he's the father of the guy who played for Bodø Glimt, if you remember, Patrick Berg, the midfielder.
Yes,
I think for me, he was from the north, and he was the most iconic player for the north, because back in the days, teams from the north couldn't compete with the teams of the south. They weren't allowed because of the distances. So the best players from the north weren't allowed to play for their hometown clubs. So, but he himself and Bodø Glimt came up to the top division of Norway, the Norwegian Premier League, and won the cup in 75 and 77, and they achieved a lot. So I think for me, he's the best player, and he got 3 sons, and everybody have played in the Champions League, and he has a grandson, and that's Patrick Berg, who played for Bodø Glimt. So there's a legacy also.
There's a legacy.
So Harald Berg.
Yeah. My favourite Scandinavian player is Preben Elkjær. Don't ask me why. I just like him.
He's Danish.
I know he's Danish, but I think he was a great player.
20 a day.
He did, didn't he?
I'm going to be the real answer here, and we are about United, and it is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Oh God,
But outside of that, I'll tell you who I loved watching play for Blackburn. Morgan Gams Pedersen.
The legend.
Well, you might know somebody who might have played. Didn't you play on the same pitch as him?
Jarvis? I did.
Well, thank you. Yes, I knew
he lost the game 11-0 or 10-0.
Yeah, he was very good, wasn't he? I heard.
Yeah, he was.
It was just a whisper. It was just a whisper.
12, they lost 11-0.
yeah. And Preben Elkjær was still smoking while watching him, wasn't he? What a player he was. Come off the beach that year, Elkjær. Played very, very well. Guys, 298 watching. I think we're on 67 likes, something along those lines. That kind of wraps up the show, really, guys. So I'm going to put Jarvis back into his normal position. And, thank you again.
Yeah, it's
great questions, as always.
Yes, great questions. It's been a great show. Mark, as always, brilliant when it comes on. Yes. Stu Woolley, but he did okay. It's holiday. I hope you all enjoy your summer holiday. I'm looking forward to the season to start again. I'm quite tired of speaking about transfers and rumors. But it is what it is. We will be back on Thursday, hopefully, and do a stream 9 p.m. as usual. I don't know if you are around, Stu, but we will.
Yeah, we'll be here Thursday. As long as we've got something to. Me and Jarvis were talking last night, and we don't want to stream for the sake of streaming. if there's nothing to talk about. But if there's something to talk about and we can build a show around it, 100% we'll be there.
And hopefully we can start playing friendlies now. We can analyze some football.
Yeah, exactly.
See if there's something new in Amorim's tactics. And I will bring back the legendary tactical board. We haven't seen it in a while, and I'm looking forward to it. I would also like to thank J United for the membership chats. We have also a new member today. It's Rob, always United. Thank you. And just want to remind you, if you want to support the channel, the Tactical Devils, you can become a member for as little as £1.99. And tonight we have probably made £3 or £4. So
we picked up 6 subscribers.
Pouring in money doing YouTube, so every little bit helps. So thank you everybody, and thank you for all the questions. Bad Time, J United, Boxing Straight Talk, Nash, Joe Buckley, Day 147, DJ Superfly, Guy, Jamie,
Trev,
Brian Hawkins,
McDade, everyone's been in.
Yes,
we picked up 6 subscribers, by the way. Thank you very much tonight.
Thank you. We are on 1,200 and something.
Yeah, 1,211. Yeah, we picked up 6 subscribers. So thank
fantastic.
You very much.
By the way,
Mark's been on, hasn't it?
Yes, and guys, go subscribe to Mark's channel, Balls Out Podcast. Yes. It's a great podcast. A lot of interesting footballing talk. No nonsense, just real football talk. You want to promote your channel, Mark, quickly?
Yeah, I was just going to say we're on most Tuesday nights. Tuesday, Sundays are our main nights. A bit like what Stu just said. At the moment, we can't just keep repeating ourselves, so we are having to hold back and maybe just do one show. But 8 o'clock on 8 or 9 o'clock, and on a Tuesday, Sunday, most likely, some Saturday nights if there's games on. Like, obviously we're looking to do a show after the United game this Saturday. I'll be watching it. I don't know about everyone else. But yes, please come over, subscribe. Every penny helps. I'd love to catch these guys up and help push our podcast further ahead. Maybe we have get a little bit of a tally going.
Absolutely.
We're losing drastically at the moment. So every little like and subscribe.
You're not losing, pal. You're not losing. You're just growing. You're just growing. And, that's what me and Jarvis. That's what me and Jarvis did. We just started
growing.
We're just growing. Well, I'm definitely growing. Yeah, here. Tune into the Balls Out. I mean, me and Jarvis, will appear on that as well. We'll try and maybe even do a co-stream, won't we, one night? Perhaps get Nathan on.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can do that. We can do that.
It'd be good to have Nathan's a good lad, so it'd be good to have you guys on. The guys are just really starting out, Balls Out guys. So just give them a follow. If they're thanks, Catherine. If they're live after us, we'll do a raid.
Yes, and actually now we will do a raid to Sean. He was on last week. United versus everybody is doing a stream right now. There's 20 people in his channel, so go there and say Tactical Devils raid. He really appreciates it, and it's what it's all about: community, helping each other, trying to reach out, talking sense. It's not just about emotional triggering Man United gossip. It's about real footballing talk, and we are footballing people. I played the game my whole life, more than 40 years. Stu is still playing. Mark is a coach. He's been playing all his life. So it's all about football. So guys, everybody, thank you for tuning in. It's been a blast. Have a good one. Go over to Sean. Say Tactical Devils raid. Have a good one and have a good night.
See you guys.
See you.
See ya.